things smoother, folks. Got a long dialogue inside here. Executive Director of the Tourism Product Development Company Limited, Dr. Andrew Spencer, joins us now to tell us about the purpose of the Heritage Map of Jamaica. Morning, sir.
Morning.
Welcome to Smile Jamaica. Now, this is just not a map of Jamaica. This is not a map of Jamaica.
No, because we have maps of Jamaica.
Right. So specifically, what is this?
This heritage map is designed so that locals and visitors can know where our heritage sites are. And just as the name of the map says, we want individuals to be able to do something that's outside of sun, sea, and sand. Okay, so it has to be officially named a heritage site by whom first? The Jamaican National Heritage Trust.
And then you put it here.
Yes.
But there are some sites in here that are not necessarily official heritage sites, am I right?
Well, the term official is something that for us is fluid, because if something has been in existence for a long time, then we are able to determine if that has a particular attraction. Okay. And remember, we're tourism. Okay. So as a tourism product development company, we want to create something that somebody's going to be interested in visiting.
So if we have a church from 1721, even though it might not be officially named a heritage site, you wouldn't have an issue put it in here?
No, because the idea is that we want what is attractive.
Okay, yeah, fantastic.
So, Dr. Spencer, good morning.
Morning.
How many sites are registered on this map?
We have 500 sites in this map.
Across 14 parishes?
Yes, across the entire country.
Why did you feel the need to update the map?
Because we had a map before, and the first map was 1997.
Okay.
The first revision was 2007. And if you look, it's a 10-year period. And here we are again, 2017, with another revision of the map, because we wanted it to be more comprehensive. It's the same point that Neville mentioned earlier, that as you go on, there are other things that will be included. And so we wanted one that was comprehensive and one that was more interactive. If you look at it, I mean, just how it is presented will show you that there was greater need for interactivity. And we have the millennials now, so we have to cater to them.
Okay, yes, the millennials. And that's if the millennials will pick up a map. Let's be honest. I mean, I don't know. I can't remember the last time I picked up the road map, because I use Google Maps to get around Jamaica.
Right.
So I'm just saying, but it is very comprehensive. Though, let's look at for Jamaica's history. We talk about heritage. We're going back to the Tainos.
Right.
So we cover all the different ethnicities in
yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
and in fact, the map is so interactive that at the back of it, there's a lot of information. So specific sites have substance in there, but also it goes through the history and it goes through periods. So you'll notice at the back of it, it speaks about 4 distinct periods: Tainos, Spanish, English, and it goes through a period for independence as well.
Okay, all right. So we have the Tainos, the Spanish, the English, and independence. So where the African people part then?
Well, the independence.
All right, that's independence.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So Kingston now, I see another part here highlighted. Kingston, UNESCO Creative City for Music. What does that mean?
Well,
is it that UNESCO has declared
Kingston has been declared the city of music, and we thought it was necessary for this map to highlight that. Remember, it's a map not just for locals, but it's for tourists, and that's one of the biggest selling points of Kingston. So as a product development company, we had to highlight that element.
How would the tourists get hold of this? It's given to them at the airport, at the hotels? How
in terms of distribution, we have it at all our TPDCA offices, and we have 6 offices around the country, and those offices are appended to the Jamaica Tourist Board as well. So we have distribution through them. But you mentioned something about millennials picking up a map. The next phase for this map
would be an app.
Is the app. Absolutely.
Oh, never, you're in tune with the millennials.
Never could work for TPDCO. I mean,
never.
You can't pay him, but
I could actually, and you could pay me. Or you should pay.
Money for me. No, can we access all of these heritage sites on the map? Because sometimes we might declare it a heritage site, but you can't go upon it, and there are all kind of restrictions. Are there any restrictions to these sites?
Well, let me tell you the process. So we had some interns from UWI, from the Department of History and Archaeology, master students, who came under the supervision of TPDCO, and they were able to access the sites. That's how they were able to build the inventory and to do the GPS, which NEPA helped us with, by the way. JNHT helped us. They were able to access it. it. It doesn't mean that they're all easily accessible, but in the main, those that are on this can be accessed.
And an extension to Empress's question, would some of these be part of like a tour for tourists when they come? I know like Dunn's River is, when they come out for the ship thing, Dunn's River. Would some of these be included in that?
Some would be, but I think this is targeting a different type of traveler. So most of those other tours are for what we call a psychocentric traveler, the individual who wants a package tour. You come in, you go to a hotel, somebody prescribes where you should go.
Right.
In the advent of Airbnb, where 32,000 of our travelers last year booked through Airbnb to come to Jamaica, and many of them stayed in Trenchtown.
Right.
It's a different kind of traveler who wants to pick up something, may not be a physical map, as you mentioned. And they want to determine where they want to go.
So they want to go back map
of course, even if they can't read the map to determine coordinates and how they get there, at least they can say to a taxi driver or say to somebody, this thing I see right here is what I want to go to.
Yeah, man, that makes sense.
Tell us an exciting site that, a local could go, because a lot of us haven't been to the 14 parishes. A lot of us don't understand the heritage.
I was looking at this Bob Marley Mausoleum. That's
in 9 Mile.
Blue Lagoon in Portland, Folly Ruins in Port Antonio, Dunn's River as well. Dunn's River Falls in Trelawney. Dunn's River Falls in Trelawney.
So you're talking about Dunn's River Falls
or
in Ocho Rios?
There's a Dunn's River in Trelawney.
Trelawney.
Oh. Could that be a typo, sir?
It is a typo.
Okay.
Yes.
Lord have mercy, hire him. The man
I tell you,
value.
but first of all, we're not going to pay for that just now.
Oh, yeah, man, I know you're going to pay me.
But we have to have a discussion about the contract.
Because you see, if you don't pay me as you go, and I say, can you imagine what I'm going so, but Holland Bamboo, they are Firefly, who I've always wanted and never gone to. Negril Point Lighthouse, Port Charles in Port Royal, Reggae Falls in St. Thomas, never been there either. Parade Square, Spanish Town, Rose Hall Estate. So there are some interesting
Quite
places.
a few. And what I find interesting about even locals is that we have over 100 internationally recognized attractions. No place as diverse as Jamaica.
Brilliant.
And
But
how many have you been to?
But can I when we're talking about economic growth, this is important for me, and I'm glad that tourism brings so much to the country. But so many people living below, the poverty line and things like that. How can we use this? All of these points that you speak about, and this is just something I think is very important. How can we use this to build the economic situation of our people, all of these heritage sites with Airbnb and tourism? What can we do?
The way to do it is to understand what the vehicle must be, and the vehicle must be what we call community tourism. And so the same department that launched this is big on community tourism. So we just launched recently a community tourism toolkit as well, which is supposed to help entities that wouldn't normally have the help to get them to a standard. So those that couldn't be licensed by a JTB, we want them to be licensable. And so we're holding their hands and helping them to get there. So that the average Jamaican can feel the effect of tourism.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you so much.
He's the Executive Director of the Tourism Product Development Company, Dr. Andrew Spencer. All right, supporting
Sit
our
on my pair. Check this one.
Paralympic athletes is up next after the break.
Look.
We soon come.